Welcome to today's episode of Heard and Seen Around. I am Rajesh Karipurath. This is my take on macroeconomic and geoeconomic data points which I find interesting. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I enjoyed curating it. Cheers.
Light travels faster than sound. This is why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Professionalism is the art of keeping a straight face when you want to scream. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. My bed is a magical place where I suddenly remember everything I forgot to do. I finally got 8 hours of sleep. It took me 3 days, but I got it.
This table is a confidence map and not a risk map. Across regions, technology dominates every outlook for 2026, even where geopolitics and regulations score poorly. Brazil's high ranking surprises, but it reflects growth optionality, reform momentum, and a favorable cycle, and not serenity. India and the US also score high across nearly every column, while Europe lags on macro confidence. The takeaway: investors aren't waiting for stability, they are underwriting change and pricing volatility as the entry fee. These charts show wealth behaves exactly like capital. It migrates towards low friction. The Bay Area and New York still host the biggest clusters, but new money is voting with its feet. Dubai, Singapore, and the UAE keep pulling inflows. High tax, high prestige cities create wealth. Low tax, high convenience cities keep it. This isn't ideology, it's optimization. Millionaires don't chase culture wars, they chase after tax certainty. As Colbert said, the art of taxation consists in so plucking the goose as to obtain the maximum amount of feathers with the least possible amount of hissing. Only 19% of India's insolvency cases actually get resolved. Translation: the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code is doing more bankruptcy than insolvency resolution. Out of nearly 8,700 cases, most end in liquidation, withdrawal, or endless legal limbo. Manufacturing and real estate dominates the mess. Lots of assets, few happy endings. The takeaway: IBC has become less of a turnaround mechanism and more of a financial ICU where patients rarely recover. Mostly they just get unplugged politely and legally. Strip tech out of India's merchandise exports, and what's left has been lying flat. For nearly 3 years, non-tech exports have gone nowhere, occasionally slipping backwards. The only excitement came in 2021-22, courtesy of refined oil, more price surge than volume miracle. Take energy out and the story is clear. Traditional export engines are idling, not accelerating. Tech is doing the heavy lifting, everything else is mostly coasting on hope and global prices. The 2026 passport rankings are out, and they read like a global trust score. Singapore tops the list with access to 192 countries. Japan and Germany stay elite. The US slips to 10th, still powerful, just less persuasive. India at rank 80 with 55 visa-free destinations tells a familiar story. A large economy but with limited mobility. Passports don't measure patriotism, they measure how much the world trusts your paperwork. And right now, access is the real global currency. This chart is not about income, it's about altitude. In India, the top 1% takes 22.6% of all income, while the bottom 50% survives on 15%. The top 10% earns nearly 40 times what the bottom half does. That's not a gap, that's a canyon with toll booths. Compare that with Norway or Denmark, where the bottom 50% earns more than the elite share in India. Same planet, very different rule books. Inequality here isn't creeping, it's structurally entrenched. As Joseph Stiglitz said, of the 1%, by the 1%, for the 1%. Follow the IPO money and you will find confidence with a loud opening bell. The US leads with $45.5 billion, deep markets, deep pockets. Hong Kong stays strong at $34.9 billion, proving capital still loves a familiar rulebook. India at $22.9 billion quietly grabs third place, less hype, more volume, steady domestic liquidity doing the heavy lifting. China cools to $19.8 billion, while Japan reminds us that caution is also a strategy. Capital, as always, goes where exits look clean and liquidity sleeps well at night.